Hello Live, Matt here with Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2, Part 3, and I'm playing the free trial version. Let's go! Okay, so i-continue ko lang yung main scenario quests sa 𝙵𝙬 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝙰. Okay, so we have naka-queuing tayo and there are 14 people ahead of me. So yeah. Isa-start na lang yung game. So, intay-intay lang talaga. And by the way, you guys, I'm using mouse controls this time. Kasi why not, you know? No. So right now, ang ating current main scenario quest is just deserts. So intercept Severin and his henchmen in 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 Canyon. Ayun. So we're going there now. Oh, what is this? What the frick? There's a level 50 of that thing there? That's crazy. The Descent. Aylmer. Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done, claiming to take the lads out for a drink, only to lead us straight into a bloody trap, it don't get no lower than that. Course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. That's so messed up. Remus. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better, or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Sozai Rarazai. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be in a conniving bastard's debt. To arms! Level sync is in effect. If you're okay, proceed. A true knave, you betray even yourself, Severin. Ugh. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it may be, we shall take it. O mournful voice of creation, grant ye this humble stone a soul that it may wake to life. That golem could be vanquished. That man is no ordinary adventurer. Okay. The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. Uh-oh. Trouble? Those pirates do not belong to any of the known Lominsan factions. Whom do they serve? The Beast Tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and Kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12. Help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone two. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louis Soif foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time may be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlayan ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see Aether. Yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlayan seem commonplace. Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today, the Maelstrom officially makes the Great Hole in the Sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations! Ito yung sa nung binigyan siya ng flower. Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow. But whence does it emanate? Isong Grotto, perhaps? Yun yung nagpunta na siya doon sa... kung nasaan man ako last time. Doon sa Song Grotto. What have we here? Can you walk? This eye. Regrettably, no, he eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? Severin here has apprised me all of that transpired. His account shed some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first, I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stale Wern will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation. But I am certain he would like to thank you in person, so pray pay the man a visit. He told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the ether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. This a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms, and I'll face the consequences. Good. For reasons I cannot fathom, you seem... forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross. Farewell. Oh, hell no, I'm not paying. I'm not paying. Sorry. Sobrang laking tulong talaga nito, yung meron kang isa pang map. Pero kaloka yung kanina, merong level 50 doon. This again. 12, take me. If it ain't a real live venture, I could use some help if it's help you're proffering. You see, I'm tasked with tilling the orchards so that the roots of these here trees might breathe better. But it seems each and every step I take is straight into a damned molehill. I've already gone and lamed me left egg. I know, left leg, and I cannot afford to lame me right. So I was thinking I could get myself a true venture to whack the bloody moles one good. What do you say? Me, that was right. You can always trust a venture to right the wrongs of this world. But enough of me yapping now. Get to whacking. Ayun, thank you. Thank you dun sa tumulong. Ishtola delivered Severn a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, the lot of them sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that, and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to the Sahagin? 7 hells! Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishbacks' flunkies. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see? But the Reavers never followed a word of it. A few years back, they started snatching law-abiding Lominsans. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to this new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home, Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking, too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. That's true. The men say little to me, but I hear them talk of how you stood up to their reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may be, or be that as it may, no need, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that, I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, Stalewern. Oh, I know he wasn't a bad person. Stalewern. I owe you a debt too, Mateo. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it would be this. Tell 𝙵𝙸𝙽 what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he'd put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellowjacks will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I can possibly of you. Safe travels, son. Gosh, hindi pa tapos, be. Kobo Keep. Yes, sige, sasakay ako ng Chocobo because why not? Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, I'm here. Thank you so much. The lower decks, Limsa Lominsa. Ito na naman tayo, Old English na naman. Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. Ah, but you need not worry yourself over young Severin. The Yellowjackets hands out the punishments is a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from Angin to Keoholin. Kindly gent that he is. Ah, I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now, it sounds to me like you've done everything old Stalewern asked of you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lad. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady. This drowning wench of mine owed you a fancy keeping her company for a spell with a free room on board. Venturing's trying a business after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and again tend to end up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. Oh, inn rooms are now available. Not that you'll have much time for lying around. What with all the levies you'll be doing. Oh, did I mention I'm putting your name down for levies? Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. Just give Mockery a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Guild levies now available. Oh, and it's all above board. In case you're wondering, we're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side in here, unlike some pirates I could mention. I'll tell you. If it turns out they ought to do with kidnappings, there'll be 7 hells to pay, a proper bleeding reckoning. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to ride it. But we'll have time for such talk when when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Oh, thank you so much. Nice. Recommendations list is now available. I have now access to the recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in the area. The recommendations list can be opened from under duty in the main menu and will also be displayed automatically when you log in. If you find yourself unsure of what to do next, this tool makes it simple to locate activities suitable for your present class and level. Sky high over the rails. Greetings, lad. What can I do for you this fine day? Ask about the Mizzenmast Inn. The Mizzenmast Inn is a place where visitors to Limsa come to rest their weary heads. Our soft beds and wide chambers are a damn sight more comfortable than a swinging hammock in some cramped fish-stinking cabin. You can take a quiet moment to reflect on your day and sleep soundly without the fear of rolling waves upsetting your belly. And I'd wager a busy adventurer like yourself needs that sliver of peace from time to time. Oh. The armoire. Situated in your in-room estate and squadron barracks, the armoire can be used to store certain kinds of items with limited methods of obtainment. These include job-specific gear, seasonal event garb, and so forth. You can determine whether or not an item can be stored in the armoire by viewing its item help window. Please note that only items with condition at 100% or above can be stored. Furthermore, storing an item will reset its spirit bond and condition as well as remove customized elements such as dice and crests. Ay, wag na. Di na ako maglalagay dyan. Ah, okay.
I am the waves, I am the... Thus...
Yeah, natapos ko na to. Dream fitting. Try online store gear. Oh, cool. Nice music. Dun, 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 dun. Shut up. Nah, I don't like that. Nope. Gosh, ang papangit. Okay, this one I like. Magitech attire. What the heck? Parang gusto ko tong peacock attire. Night Seeker. Socialite. Fairy Prince. Angelic. Demonic. Nesha Lord. Carbuncle. Topaz. Ruby. Emerald. Grim Reaper. Okay, wala pa tayo dyan. Okay, now. Just go. Oh, this one's good. Oh. Ang papangit ng mga costume. Sorry. Hindi ko bet. Orchestrion. The Orchestrion can be used to change the music in your estate or in-room, but only if you have first obtained song rolls. Rolls can be obtained through a variety of means, including synthesis, purchase in shops, and discovery in treasure coffers. After obtaining a roll, use it to add the track to your Orchestrion list. Accessing an Orchestrion will open the settings interface. From here, you can listen to any tracks you have registered, as well as select that track to play in your estate or apartment. Shared estate background music can only be changed if you have been granted the proper authorization. A feature unique to Orchestrions in estates and apartments is the ability to register tracks to a playlist. Up to 8 songs can be registered to a playlist, which can then be played in order, shuffled, or a single track can be selected to play on repeat. Playback options for the playlist can be accessed via subcommands or the buttons found at the bottom of the playlist interface. Tracks not listed in the playlist can also be set as state background music by using the select track option at the bottom of the interface. Okay, so ito yun. You're not authorized to summon a aesthetician, Yes. The upper decks. The Mockery. Levies of Swift Perch. Greetings, Matteo. 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 has been most effusive in his praise of your accomplishments. Have you considered putting your abilities to use for the Adventurers Guild by undertaking a a guild leave or two? Guild levies or guild leaves are the means by which we document requests for assistance from the citizenry prior to assigning them to adventurers possessed of the necessary skills. From battlecraft levies that require the extermination of monsters to tradecraft levies that ask for a creation of goods. The tasks we term levy quests are many and varied in their nature. Should your interest be piqued, I suggest you make your way to Swift Perch and speak to the name. He will be happy to set your feet on the path to completing your first levy quest. Okay. Nasaan yun? Is this a joke? Next time, man. How do you fare, Mateo? Rested and ready to expand your horizons? Well then, I have an idea on where you might try heading next. Have you heard of the skylift out of the middle La Noscea? If you've ever visited Wold Whisper Canyon, then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that big bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You've likely seen the lads and lasses out there using to all cargo up the cliff face. Hard labor that, and I hear they could use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd jobs what no other bugger has time to deal with. Track down the head of the operation, bloke by name of Workrit, and he'll be sure to put you to work on a task or two. Sorry, but mauna muna to. Middle La Noscea. Grabe, naglalaro ako 2:00 ng madaling araw, yung totoo. 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙾 sent you out here, did he? Then consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will you? One blast of fiery hell from that huge dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through though, so this mess of wood and pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them at least. If the gods were kind, and they ain't, I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growing list of headaches. Thanks a million. Base reward. Glad am I to see you again, lad. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity what sprang out of the million-corned seedling in his cargo. Seems the gutless bastard tossed it over the side before turning tail and running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Leolf over the swift perch in western Landnosea. Whatever he pays you for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else is lurking inside that plant, and you deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Oh, and you'll also find an etherite in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽. Look, sharp, laddie, I got a job for you. We don't got much time, so listen close. Today, I got me too many fish and not enough water sprite cores to keep him cool. You see me problem? Now I can't be delivering crates of rotted fish, so I need you to head over yonder and dance with them dripping sprites till you've collected 3 of their chili essences. You do realize I don't want you to actually dance with them, right? I can do that. You back already? Don't keep me waiting now. Let's see those cores. Aye, laddie, you done well. Can't wait to get these beauties into me fish crates. That ought to keep the catch fresh and me customers happy. There's a whole mess of delivery companies what make use of all the skylift. You slip up one time and some bastard's liable to steer your business. Alright, it's time to go. Ang current main scenario quest ko ngayon is Thanks a Million. Sige, sali tayo. Ay, KJ, papansin to. Ay, ang dami na nangyari. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚽𝚃. Greetings, lad. My name's 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚃, and I'm in charge of assigning local levy quests here at Swift Perch. 𝙵𝙪𝙽 sent you my way, did she? Well then, let's get you started. Right after we see if you've got the brass to overcome the challenges you're likely to encounter around these parts, take a look over at the task outline in this guide guild levy. You reckon you can handle it? Accepting guild levies. Speaking with the local distributor of guild levies known as 𝙵𝙵𝙽𝙽 will bring up a list of available side level quests. Highlight a quest to display its objectives and select accept to add the quest to your journal. Levy allowances are required to accept levy quests. You will be granted 3 level allowances every 12 hours Earth time up to maximum of 100. You may accept as many as 16 level quests at once. Good to hear. Now, megalo crabs, they like to run out their mates when they're feeling overmatched. If you don't want to find yourself armpits deep in the snippers, then you would best finish them quickly. Initiating levy quests. To initiate a levy quest, first open your journal via the duty section of the main menu. Next, select the levy quest to bring up a detailed description of its objectives and its rewards. Selecting the map button will show the approximate location of the levy quest objectives, though you can initiate a levy quest at any time while in the corresponding area. It is recommended that you wait until you are close to the objectives before doing so. This will increase your chances of becoming eligible for completion bonuses. Once you have arrived, open the journal and initiate. Pinagloloko niyo ba ako? Collecting LevaQuest rewards. When all LevaQuest objectives have been completed, you will be given the option to return immediately to the issuing Levimate or collect the reward. And there's always plenty to do here at Swift Perch. What with all the rebuilding and such, be sure to make yourself useful. LevaQuest duty. Once you have initiated a LevaQuest, the location of your quest objectives will be displayed on the minimap. The LevaQuest targets can also be identified by the distinguishing icon displayed above their heads or names. During a LevaQuest, the duty list is replaced with information regarding quest objectives, levy, difficulty, time remaining, and more. Rewards are only granted to those who complete all the objectives listed within the time allotted. Okay. By the by, a sturdy venturer like yourself might want to look into guild hests. Have a word with Battle Warden Tiroro and she'll give you the details. Don't you fret now, lad. I'll set her straight if she has any doubts as to your ability. Level Quest difficulty. When you initiate a level quest, you will be given the opportunity to adjust its difficulty. The greater the difficulty setting, the higher the level target enemies will be. Difficulty also affects completion rewards. Level Quest difficulty can be lowered at any time during the course of the duty by selecting the quest name in the duty list and selecting difficulty. Please note that the level quest difficulty cannot be raised once the duty has been initiated. A lonely place is swift perch. That don't mean there ain't work to be done. Tiroro. Battle Warden Tiroro. Word travels quickly in Swift Perch. Here to learn about Guildhest. Are we? What's a Guildhest? Why, it is a behest issued by the Adventurers Guild Savvy. Savvy? When a certain task brought to the attention of the guild is a little too grand for a levy, but not grand enough for grand company involvement, they are deemed guildhests and sent to yours truly. But don't let the lack of grandeur fool you. The tasks are anything but simple. Most take place in tight quarters and all require precision teamwork twixt you and your battlemates. And so, what do you get in return for placing your neck on the lopping block? Besides a beaming grin from the battle warden Tiro, fame, fortune, the usual. So I presume you'll be joining our next operation? Duty Finder unlocked. Guildhests now available. I have unlocked the Duty Finder. This feature allows me to undertake multiplayer duties without having to form a party on my own. To bring up the Duty Finder interface, select Duty Finder under Duty from the main menu. The Duty Finder allows you to challenge dungeons and other duties with a party of other players. You may access it via duty in the main menu or by choosing the appropriate option at the entrance of any duty. Duty registration. Enter dungeons and other duties via the Duty Finder by choosing your desired duty, then selecting Join. You will then be automatically matched with compatible players destined for the same duty. Duty status. When you register for a duty, it will appear along with an icon in your duty list. You may check duty status, including matching progress and approximate waiting times by selecting this entry. Commencing duty. Once you have been successfully matched with other players, a prompt window indicated by a notification sound will appear. Begin the duty by selecting Commence. Please note that if you do not commence duty within the time limit, your registration will be automatically withdrawn and you must start the process over. What's next? Over the course of your adventures, the number of duties available to you will gradually increase. Many duties can be cleared via both the Duty Finder and Duty Support systems, so it's worth familiarizing yourself with both. You may also re-challenge previously cleared dungeons by accessing Duty Finder and Duty Support via duty in the main menu. Guildhests. Guildhests are special operations organized by the Adventurers Guilds and overseen by NPCs known as Battle Wardens. Speaking with the Battle Warden displays a list of all guildhests currently available. Please note, however, that each operation has conditions, such as levels or class, that must be met by all party members before the duty can be commenced. At first, you may find that only a limited number of guildhests are accessible, but do not worry, as you progress in level, that number will grow. Guildhests can also be accessed via the Duty Finder, removing the hassle of having to try and gather a party. Okay, ang tagal, 5 minutes. Battle Warden Tiroro Tiro at your service, or should I say you'll be at my service if you agree to join one of our guild hests. So 5 minutes. So nagpo-form ngayon ng party. Okay, so habang wala pa, I think I'm gonna do some killing. Oh, thank you. Grabe, 9 minutes yung ano, oh. Lower La Nosea. here's your well-earned coin. I've tossed it a little something extra to sweeten the deal, so that you might consider coming back. Has Nymea herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understood there were risks in gambling my entire fortune on a crop of million corn. I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Is that my million corn seedling? Oh, joyous day! It may seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swift Perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus, I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, sir, seem to fit the burst with vim and vigor. Might I persuade you to abide a while and help nurture this ailing settlement? Duty Roulette. When using the Duty Roulette, you will be assigned to a random duty from among those you have unlocked. In return for leaving your destination in hands of fate, you will receive enhanced rewards. Furthermore, should you happen to be an adventurer in need, that is to say your role is in short supply, you will receive an additional bonus. Hindi ko na binasabi. Guild has rewards. If you successfully complete all guild has objectives and time allotted, you will be eligible for a reward. Speak with the battle warden overseeing your operation to collect it. If your party can complete the objectives without suffering a single casualty, you will be rewarded a special bonus. Player Commendation. Player Commendation is a system whereby you can commend a party member who left a positive impression upon you in the course of duty. Upon the conclusion of a duty, the Player Commendation button will appear in the bottom right of the screen. Selecting it will bring up an interface wherein you can commend a player. Please note that commendations cannot be given to those who were in your party at the time of duty registration. Commendations can be accumulated over time. By receiving a certain amount, you will unlock achievements that grant special rewards. It pays to play nice. Need to breed. Gather fertilized eggs from dodo nests. Okay, we'll go to the flock. Hindi ko na nabasa kasi magsi-start na. Ayun na nga, nakamute pala ako. Mali ako ng pinuntahan. All you need to do is take down that runaway bum and bring me one of its little claws. Ah, you get the ashy bastard, did you? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you was gone. A limb line cursed me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up as best as I could, but I ain't no Smitty. You might want to have a chat with that yellow jacket friend of yours at the Swift Perch and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa. The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected Without delay, it seems I have another favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straightway to the Armorers Guild in Limsa Lominsa and explain the situation to Forge Master Hananza. So habang nangyayari yan, magbabasa tayo. Guild Hest Objectives. Once you have commenced a Guild Hest, the operations objectives and the time remaining to complete them will appear in the duty list. Hints helpful to completing Guild Hest objectives will sometimes appear on screen. These hints will also be added to the duty list after being displayed. Limit Break. Limit breaks are powerful actions which are only available to parties of 4 or more members. The actions can be executed when the party's limit gauge is full. The gauge is located directly above the party list. The limit gauge will slowly fill as battle progresses, while certain acts of heroism such as curing an ally while they are on the brink of death or preventing an enemy from using its special attack will cause the gauge to rise quicker. The limit break trigger is located in the Actions and Traits menu under General. It can be set to your hotbar for easy access. There are 5 different types of limit breaks. A single target attack melee attack to all targets in a straight line. Ranged area of effect attack. Caster, increased party defense tank, and HP restoration healer. Which type is used depend on the class job of the person who initiates the action. Limit break. Limit gauge length varies depending on party size and battle type. The more party members you have and the more difficult the foe you face, the more options you will have. Okay, I'm here. Joining a party. You have formed a party with another player. Parties make it possible to tackle challenges that would be impossible to overcome alone, such as defeating powerful enemies or exploring perilous dungeons. The party chat mode can be used to communicate solely with the other members of your party. You can change your chat mode at any time via the speech bubble icon located below the chat log. While in a party, a list of your party's members is displayed on the left side of the screen. This can be used to quickly identify each member's current condition. You can also target party members by pressing up and down to select their names from the list. This is especially helpful when there are many objects on the screens and it is difficult or time-consuming to target a member by ordinary means. Your party will sometimes be awarded boosts to various attributes based on class and job combinations. If your party is receiving one of these bonuses, it will be indicated by a party bonus icon located above your party list. The bonus is nullified if you leave your party for another area. Remember, your party members are all in the in-game embodiment of real, living people, and chances are you will see them again online. Karma is alive and well in Eorzea. Treat people well and your life in Eorzea will be a pleasant one. Treat them poorly and it will come back to you. So you're playing online, so you have to be nice to people. Grabe, ang dami nang nangyari. Ang ina, nasan ba ako? The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs? Baragot's beard. I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week past. Mayhap the bomb Kanswis had trapped in there was a touch too volatile? I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work is done here, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journey. On to the dry docks. Forge Master Nanza, head of 𝙵𝙬 and 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚃𝚰, wants you to assist with the workload over at the 𝙵𝙬 dry docks. What say you to taking on some work from 𝙵𝙬 and 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚃? We have a great hulking warships to build and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Atberm, the head of shipwright at the 𝙵𝙬 dry docks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here and the Armorers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower La Nosea. That's also where you'll find the main offices of 𝙵𝙬 and 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚃𝚰. The 𝙵𝙬 dry docks is one of 𝙵𝙬's important districts. So ayun na nga, nagbayad na lang ako kasi ang layo, be. You have a missive for me from Forge Master Nanza? I assume it pertains to the pending arrival of the materials I ordered over a moon past. Let's see it then. Blast and botheration. Another delay. I am well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Mateo, is it? Well, Mateo, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since Calamity. We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore the Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It is the symbol of 𝙵𝙬𝙽𝚃𝚰's rebirth from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral era. Thus, we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the thalassocracy. Yet even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no need of odd jobs for a hard-working adventurer. Be your fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. Grabe, bilis. Ano yung precious brilliance? Let's see here. Outbursts. Okay. Without a doubt, @Berm is looking for a member of his crew and the items he was supposed to deliver. Where in the seven hells is that man? Not once in 12 moons has he been late with a shipment, and now 2 whole turns of the sun without a single word. A shipwright of mine, a young man named Virilsmid, recently left Candle Cape Quay to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limsa Lominsa, but has yet to return. I have sent several missives to Haldbroda, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the right nor the supplies he was scheduled to collect. That man knows something, and I severely doubt he is telling the whole truth. As I cannot leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Quay in my stead and inform Halbroda that if he insists on playing these games, I will personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island, where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. Ay, nahulog. Eh? Does that self-righteous dog @𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 doubt that I've never told him anything less than the truth? Turtleback Island? He cannot do that, can he? I swear on my poor Nana's grave, Navigator rests her soul. I know not of this 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽 nor his precious supplies. Hells, we here at the quay have had enough trouble these past few suns. What with the sinking of that Lominsan cargo ship off the Salt Strand, I haven't the time to take a proper piss, let alone make note of every scrag that wanders in off the grip. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you most certainly have the time to get that arse of yours down to the Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. Who knows, you may just run across this 𝙵𝙰𝙽 everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hoping the Navigator hasn't found him first. An adventurer, are you? Well, you'll have to do. You see that man over there, the big one, the captain of the shipping vessel? Parang nalaro ko na to. Yeah, I think nalaro ko na to. But, okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think nalaro ko na yan siya. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽. Hi, I'm 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽. You say the foreman's wondering on me whereabouts? I thought he might be. But you must know, I cannot show my face at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I've caused. 2 nights passed. I made the trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Quay, just as a foreman asked. The seas were right rough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs, so I paid a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yalms, and 'twasn't long afore the waves had hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we was flung headlong into the Lominsan galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn across the salt strand. I made every effort to salvage it, but the sands are crawling with quickern, and I ain't a one with a sword, and now you see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. These three? That night I was tossed into the sea like some doll of rags, and it weren't long afore the world round me faded to black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the navigator wouldn't see me to the gates of the seventh house. I woke to find myself washed ashore, and here I've been ever since, waiting for a chance to salvage me master's cargo. The missing parts, I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but at first I must stop by the quay so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Could you tell 𝙵𝙵𝙽 that I'll be back at the dry docks by nightfall? Many thanks, adventurer. I will not forget this kindness. I am relieved to hear that both 𝙵𝙼𝙽 and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish for him to believe that I would blame him for that, which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas here adjacent the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. This leads me to believe that the trouble the ships encountered off Candlekeep Quay was of a less natural sort, the sort which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Do angry pirates dream? Victory foreman 𝙵𝙵𝙽𝙽 is considering recommending you for an important job involving dry dock security. Mateo, while I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset to Nudity and 𝙵𝙼𝙽. I still do not like you, but that doesn't mean I do not trust you. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making camp nearby. I have recommended you for the task. Despite all Limsa Luminsa endured before, during, and the following of the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state so that they might line their pockets with a few handfuls of coins, just the thought of it sickens me. Oh, you, the storm captain. Ah, yes, I had a feeling you would be the one 𝙵𝙵𝙽 sent. Since you first arrived at the Moravi dry docks, I have had my men watch over you. Or watch you. Oh, there's no need to get angry. I make it a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. It is simply protocol. And you'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That and the foreman seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. The man doesn't even trust his own mother. Very well then. I assume 𝙵𝙵𝙽 informed you of what your task would entail. The pirates, we believe, are conspiring to aid the dry docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Mark of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. Sinangho, stationed at the rear gates, can provide you with an exact location of the map of the camp. Mateo, ha! I knew it. No more sardines for Sinango. Tonight, Sinangho, or Sinango, I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. Why? Well, I had a little wager going with some of the other guards on who 𝙵𝙵𝙽 would recommend for the next job. My money was on you. Ah, the job. Yes, of course. If you follow the road past the gates to the southeast, you will eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone half buried in the cliff overlooking the sea. Followers of the 12 say it is a holy place dedicated to Naimia, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped up there were aware of that though. Confront the suspicious individuals. Oh, these three. I saw them early on. I'm giving you to the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your venturing arse back down to whatever rock it is he crawled out from under. You see, I sat it up to me ears with your type, roaming the ales like they were yours to roam. It's getting to be that a man cannot join a mug of rum without some shite breath outlander running up asking which is the way to the local live-mate. 7 hells if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, goddammit. Those balls. Once we have my bow back, I'm putting this godforsaken pistol of an island so far behind me. Ain't no one remember I was even here. Come on, Scrags, we've nice to sharpen. Gosh, and they can see it from here too. They could have done this themselves, but they chose not to. Let me do all the work. No backup or anything, they were just waiting for me to do their job. So, the trespassers are indeed pirates, and they are indeed planning something. But what is this talk about getting my boy back? Could it be that their target that their target never was the victory, something's not right, and I won't sit by idly waiting for those pirates to make the first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Matteo. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. Victory in peril. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽, a captain of the watch at the Morabi dry docks, wishes your aid in dealing with potential intruders. I am concerned, Matteo. It appears that the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep over closer to the dry docks, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. That ship is the symbol of everything 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝚃𝚰 strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a single finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion, and you are just the man to do it. Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not moments ago, my guard submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray begin your efforts by listening to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you choose to speak with, but be sure to question either 𝙵𝙰𝙽 at the front gate or 𝐶𝑛𝑎𝑛𝑔𝑜 at the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. I guess we'll have to speak the ones near the boat herself. Kasi kanina dun sa kabilang side ngayon dito naman. Ooh, mouse controls. Charot. Orawan the Levimate. Leves of Morabi. Greetings, adventurer. I'm Orawan, a representative of the Adventurers Guild. As the Levimate stationed here at the Morabi dry docks, I am responsible for assigning the various tasks that come in from the beleaguered locals. The work is not necessarily simple or safe. Thus, I would first gauge the limits of your abilities by setting you a trial assignment. Take a moment to peruse the task outlined in this guild levy. Do you believe yourself up to the challenge? Very well, we'll see what you can do. Before you begin, I have a word of advice. Acquire some cores from the lightning sprites. Use the cores on the crabs and you'll soon discover which creatures are the big claws. Use these cores on the crabs to identify and simultaneously weaken your guild levy objective. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽 sent you to follow up on my report? Well, it was not too long ago that I saw some unsavory sort slinking along the top of the bluff near Empty Heart just over yonder. It may be that he's still about. If you've got the time, adventurer, I'd much appreciate you getting up there to take a look. Bah, spotted me, did you? Well, you're too late. What's to happen is already happening. So you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were right. You were the right adventurer to ask for aid. But what could these knaves be planning? What's to happen is already happening? Captain, trouble at the shipyard. Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates, out of nowhere. Stuck me good. Gods below, we are not prepared for this. The pirates, soldier, how many do they number? Not sure. More than I could quickly count. Seem to be carrying explosives. Explosives? Then there's no time to lose. Mateo, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. I will see to this man's wounds, then follow after. Make haste, now! Gahaha, never reckoned it would be this easy. Still, don't trust those slimy bastards, but their plan worked like a charm. Dah! What are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut up your trap, boy. This will all be over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. Oh, no you don't. Why would Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? Aye. And that what makes it all and that's what makes it all sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright and building, oh my god, tatay mo to, and building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. What under Limlane's wide green ocean made you take up with these self-righteous Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright and building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. What under Limline's wide green ocean made you take up with these self-righteous shites? You're the one with no bloody sense, da. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era is over. I wondered what 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 never spoke of his father. I never would have thought. This ship's a symbol, all right, of everything what went wrong with the world, and I mean to shatter it into 100,000 pieces. 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽, Matteo, pray beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug and make sure no harm comes to the victory. I must be getting old, letting some green venturer get the best of me. Da. That's one big bloody ship, big and nasty looking. You made that, did you? My thanks, Matteo. I shudder to think what may have become of the victory without your intervention. The pirates have made the right mess of things. I'd best get to sorting out the docks, and my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Ever did my father have a way of turning my life upside down? Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to 𝙵𝙰𝙽𝙽. How fare you, Matteo? I cannot begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. You defended more than a simple ship. You saved the budding hope of Lominsa from a violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regimen will require much in the way of improvement if we are to truly keep the dry docks safe. 𝙵𝙵𝙽𝙽 apologizes? Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's action. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But in time, I believe he will come to a single conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. Ah, by the by, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Raynor's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have the time to spare, I would ask of you another favor. Gimthora wishes to entrust me with an important task. Men of the Blue Tattoos. Matteo, in light of your role in recent events, there are a few others to whom I would entrust this task. Since last we spoke, a curious missive has been discovered amongst the personal effects of the name, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the victory. This missive was penned in the most unusual script, a script we believe to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which a proven enemy of Lominsa deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of a great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make any sense of the message. In cases such as this, I am told that the Yellow Jackets are wont to turn to 𝙵𝙸𝙽 and his convenient connections. Thus, I would have you deliver this missive to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench into his hand and no other. Do you understand? Opening treasure coffers. A treasure coffer has appeared. Oftentimes, levy targets will drop treasure while being pursued. If you don't claim it, someone else will, so what are you waiting for? Completed the task, have you? Then you need only collect your reward. You have performed admirably. I have no qualms about assigning you further work. With a maelstrom warship under construction here, the military is eager to keep the dry docks safe and secure. They would be glad to know a stalwart adventurer like you is around, cleaning up these problems one at a time. 𝙵𝙵𝙽 levies unlocked. I'm gonna pay, cause... yeah. Okay, 3 oras na ako nagre-record, so dapat matulog na ako next. Ahoy there, Mateo. I've been hearing about your deeds at the dry docks. Atburn laid out the entire tale for me. Poor sod was still reeling at its old man's part in the business, but at least he kept the victory from being sunk before she'd sailed. And for that, I owe you my thanks. You've really made a name for yourself here in Limsa, lad. Folk know that when they needed somewhat doing. You need somewhat doing? And what might that be? Arcane episode. You want someone to read a message writ in funny letters for you? And 𝙵𝙬 thought I might know Amanas could? Well, let's see it then. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Ugly sub by the name of 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽. You know, like the one of me regulars now, Mateo. You've never let me down yet, and Navigator helped me. I reckon I can trust you. 𝙵𝙬 was right to want this message deciphered. We've got us some trouble brewing here, and no mistake. Get ready for action, and I'll explain. Good to have you aboard, lad. Now then, where to start? Feint and strike. Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned my living as a sellsword. In that business, if you want to know what your enemy was up to, you'd had to learn to read the orders you prized from the cold, dead hands of its mates. That's how I came to know how to read your message. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them Sahagin letters, lad. And I should know. I've got more fishback messages that I can count. It gets worse though. The plan to blow up the Victory is all in there. In here, right down to the fine details. Looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of hell in western La Nosea, then the Maelstrom's new flagship in the confusion. The point being, the attack on the Victory weren't the act of a few rebellious pirates. It was a key part of some canny bastard's grand plan. But if I'm reading this alright, the attack itself came much too early. I'll wager they panicked when they saw you was on to them, rushed in to do the job, and buggered it up. Them tattoo-faced bastards, as they say, was paying 𝙵𝙸𝙽𝙽 old man. They're with the Serpent Reavers, right? But none of their crew was there, was they? Did they have somewhat better to do or what? Seven L's, I've got it all backwards. That mess at the Victory, that was meant to be a bloody distraction. The fishbacks ain't interested in the Maelstrom's baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending their pirate lackeys after a civilian target. This bit about raising hell in western La Nosea, that's where it will be. Somewhat tells me Swift Perch is about to get it, and it hard. Here's a rough translation of the message. Take it to Commodore Rayner at the Coral Tower and tell him he's in a busy day. Oh, and give him you can be damn sure he'll need one. Okay, I've been playing for like 3 hours straight, so what's gonna happen next is going to be left for another part of this playthrough. Ayan, so guys, yan muna ang part 3 ng Final Fantasy XIV Online for Nintendo Switch 2. Until next time, you guys. Ciao!